Finally, we're gonna be working on the E30 today.
Got a big old box of parts, bunch of stuff in there, little sneak peek. This is what we're gonna be doing to the car today. But let me get this loaded up. Oh look, every time I come home, she always comes right here. Up, one over. What's up, baby? What's up, baby girl? Let me get these parts loaded up. I'm gonna head over to Janelle's house and we're finally gonna start working on these. Welcome back to the channel. First video of 2025. Bro, I've been dying to work on this car forever, bro. I've had the parts sitting for this car forever. I just haven't had the time to be able to work on it. But thankfully today, Janelle's gonna help me work on it. And we're gonna be getting a couple things done to the E30. Let me go ahead and show you guys all the parts and basically give you guys a rundown of what we're gonna be doing to this car in this video.
Here with the homie Janelle.
Let me give you guys a rundown of what we're gonna be doing to the car today. Nothing crazy, basically just small mods that are gonna make the car drive a little bit better. So let me show you guys the box of parts I have over here. I'm gonna show it to Janelle too, he doesn't even know what I have. I have some M-Tech 2 wheels. So there's a reason why I have two of them. I'll explain that in a bit. M-Tech 2 wheel, that's one of them. I got another M-Tech 2 wheel, and some of you guys could probably already tell the difference. I'll explain the difference between them right now in a bit. And then I got a bunch of other parts in here. We got gear oil for the diff, brake fluid, because for some reason something's wrong with this car and the brakes on it just suck. I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's worn brake pads or it just needs a fluid flush or the brake booster isn't working, because it literally feels like the car has manual brakes. Like, it's terrible. So we're gonna be looking at the brakes. Hopefully it just needs a fluid flush. Got some fluid right here for the transmission. All these parts right here kind of go together. If you're a BMW guy, you're gonna know what this is. This is a DSSR. I can't really explain it until I take all the parts off of this car. But basically, all these parts in the corner right here are gonna improve the shifter like feeling, because if you go inside the car right now, first gear feels like it's in neutral. This is the car in neutral. If you put the car into first, so this is the same problem that my 240 had when I first bought it. But basically, every gear it's in, it has no, like, the shifter is just literally like, I don't know if you can tell, I'm literally spinning in like a circle right now. That definitely has to get fixed. The main thing that I want to fix in this car, because this is something you touch literally every few seconds you're driving, and that's going to make a big difference. I also have a brand new shift knob for it that's going to match the new steering wheel. So we're going to be putting the M-Tech steering wheel on, fixing this shifter slop.
That steering wheel looks so nice.
I know, I like it too, but it's not like OEM, like that's an OEM wheel over there. Bro, that wheel over there is like $1,000. I didn't pay $1,000, but those wheels over there are like $1,000, like the M-Tech 2 wheels. So I'm gonna try it out. The thing is, that wheel's a 385 millimeter. This right here is a 350, like any normal steering wheel. The stock wheels in E30s are 385, so we'll see what's up. But that's why I have two of them. So I'm gonna explain the differences on the wheels in a bit when we get to that part. Since we're already underneath the car, messing with the shifter linkage, I'm gonna be replacing one of the seals on the transmissions, like a tiny little seal next to DSSR. And we're gonna be changing the transmission fluid, so hopefully that makes the car shift a lot better. Just small things like that in this video that are gonna make this car drive a lot better. And then also, in that box of parts, we have some bushings for the gas pedal. And I have a brand new throttle cable that's gonna go all the way to the throttle body, because on E30s, they go out quick. So we're gonna be replacing that. It's gonna make the throttle pedal feel a lot smoother. The very first step obviously is we have to get the car on 4 jack stands, because the shifter linkage basically has to be done all underneath the car. So I'll show you guys that in a bit. So right here we have all the parts laid out. This is what we're going to be working on first, the shifter. This is going to be the last step once all the shifter linkage and stuff is fixed. This is the new shift knob. So I have no idea what this is called. I think it's just like the ZHP weighted shift knob. Here's the OEM part number. This is the part I'm most excited for on the car. I can't wait to actually have this new shifter on it. Before we do that, this is all the shifter stuff that has to be changed out first. So this little part right here is what's gonna fix all the wobble in the shifter. This is the DSSR. So once I take parts off of that car, I'll show you guys the parts side by side so you guys can understand it more. This is the selector rod. Again, I'll explain this once it's out of the car. And then these are the 2 bolts for the DSSR on both sides. And then this is the seal that goes behind here on the transmission, because I think this comes off of the transmission, and this little seal always leaks on these cars, so I bought this seal already. This is a new shift boot for the shifter, because I'm pretty sure mine is ripped, because whenever I'm driving the car for long distances, I feel a bunch of heat coming in by my feet. I'm pretty sure this boot's ripped and is letting all the heat through the cabin. Obviously we have the 2 wheels. This right here is basically new bushings for the throttle pedal. and this is going to make the throttle pedal feel a lot more sturdier, because I'm pretty sure the bushing has never been changed, and there's a lot of play in my gas pedal and it just doesn't feel as good as it should be. So that's going to be refreshing all that. And then this big stack of parts right here is all for the throttle body cable, and we're going to be replacing this entire cable because the cable on this car is probably old and they get binded inside of here, and then it doesn't make a smooth activation of the gas pedal. And then this is an extra part that didn't come with all this. It's a billet aluminum bushing that's going to replace, it replaces this one. So OEM, it's rubber, and this one's going to be solid aluminum, so it's going to be a much better feeling cable. And then all these like billet aluminum parts and stuff, they're off Garagistic. Basically like one of the best places to get parts for your old BMW. I'm super excited to install this, see how it all feels. And then obviously while we're underneath the car, we're going to be changing a bunch of fluids. I got MT90 for the manual transmission, Liquid Moly .4 for the brakes, and Liquid Moly 75W140 for the differential, as well as some new drain plugs for the differential. I think I need 2. Maybe just need 1. I don't know if it's the same for the drain and the refill, but I got 2 just in case. And this is everything we're going to be installing on the car, and the car's going to feel brand new after that. I showed you guys the shifter. Like, the shifter's completely shot on this car, so hopefully with all these new parts, gets the shifter feeling like brand new. And then plus the new wheel and the new shift knob inside the car, I can't wait. It's going to be sick. I already popped the hood. Let's get the car jacked up and let's start working on it. I'm gonna start taking parts off from underneath, and I'll show you guys step by step basically what it takes to fix that shifter slop on an E30. I have never looked underneath this car in my entire life. When I first bought the car and we changed the head on it, we jacked up the front. I forgot why, but we had to jack up the front. I jacked up the front, but I wasn't able to actually like scoot up underneath too much to see everything. So it's gonna be the first time I see it and the first time you guys see it. Let's take a look underneath and see how bad the car is. I know it's been leaking trans fluid for a bit. That's the only thing I know. I'm gonna get Janelle's reaction first.
Yeah, that shit looks like shit.
Alright. Yeah, everything's straight though. No crazy scraping.
At least you know it won't rust. All this oil everywhere.
But even then, it's not too bad.
Nah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Nah, I've seen worse. 240s are way worse.
Yeah. Everything back here looks straight. Yeah, clean car. Frame rails are intact. Even the pinch welds aren't too bad. All the shifter linkage is on top of the transmission, so I'm gonna have to wrap my hands around it. I don't think I have to take off anything inside the car. I think everything just could be done under here. So let me double check. I'm gonna take off parts and I'll show you guys the parts side by side with the new ones before we install them. All right, let's get started.
And we're gonna kiss down here.
The first step that we have to do is we have to take off the exhaust. Here's the 2 exhaust manifolds. There's 3 bolts on each of them. I'm gonna take off these 6 bolts. Hopefully they don't snap. I'll take that off underneath the car, and then the whole exhaust is gonna come out, and then we'll be able to reach the rest of the drive shaft as they come out. Those 6 bolts are gonna come out, and then the exhaust is gonna unhook from the headers over there. We're just gonna have to go and find out what holds the rest of the exhaust. It's probably just gonna be exhaust hangers. And then this heat shield right here on top has to come off. And then we're gonna take off this drive shaft brace right here. Take off this bracket so that then we can remove the drive shaft itself. So we're not gonna take it off completely, but we need to take it off from right here at the transmission. And I think the carrier bearing in the middle, and then the drive shaft will hang over there. And then basically that will give us all the room that we need right here. With this drive shaft out the way, we should be able to see inside of here a lot better. That rod right there is the rod that we're gonna be removing. And the selector rod is at the end of it. Let's get all this out of the way so that we can get to that, and hopefully it's a easy install after that. This should be the hardest part, or the most annoying part. Hell yeah. Heat shield out. Drive shaft. Drive shaft mount out.
Hi everybody.
We got the heat shield off, so now we can see all this. Oh, you took this out already, or was it already loose?
I took it off.
Now Janelle's working on removing the bolts right here at the Guibo. What is it called? Guibo?
I don't know.
I think it's Guibo. And mine doesn't look too bad. We just gotta zap these with the impact gun, take them out, and then the drive shaft will just slip out, and we'll just leave it hanging right here on the ground. We got the drive shaft out. Bro, it was so annoying. So if you're doing this to your car, the drive shaft has these ears right here. These bolts do not have to come out. These are just to attach this. The ones that are inside, these right here, are the ones that attach to the actual They're the ones that attach to the actual brace right here on the transmission. Yeah, if you're doing this, take out these bolts right here. The other ones have to be removed. It took us like 40 minutes to figure this out, but I finally got the drive shaft out. I'm not gonna separate it right here. I think you can, but I'm not. So we'll just work around this right here. What we're gonna be replacing is this rod right here, single selector rod, and look, just look at all the play it has. So there's bushings inside of here. This is a short throw shifter, so this should be fine. But the last owner thought this would eliminate the slop, but there's no point because look at all the slop that's over here. Look at this, bro. This is crazy. The car's gonna feel amazing after this, dude. You know how to take that out? Is it like the FRS?
Kind of.
Real smooth with it. I think this is a C-clip. You have C-clip pliers? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No way you're getting the C-clip out with a flathead. Bro, smooth with it. Bro, it's just stayed on the flathead and everything. The next step that we have to figure out is we have to figure out how to remove this right here. So this is the selector rod. As you can see, it's just shot. We need to remove this, change the seal, and put the new selector rod on. So let's figure out how to do that. But for now, let me show you guys the comparison between this and the new part. All right, so here's the difference between the DSSR. So this is the old one. It's only a singular, so it only mounts to the shifter and to the transmission through one side. That's why it's called the DSSR. So I think that stands for dual shear selective rod. This is gonna make the shifting way more notchier and way more tight because it's not gonna have side-to-side play like this one does. This is the seal. I'll put the part number in the description, but it basically sits inside the actual transmission back here, and it keeps any oil from coming out of the transmission. So let's figure out how to get the old selective rod out, replace the seal on it, and then we'll be able to put the new one on. And then once this is on, the rest of it is just literally this, the bolts, and that's it. Let me figure out how to take it out, and then we'll go and remove it on the car. Janiel says he thinks he knows how to do it, so I'll let him explain.
I was looking at how to install the new one that he bought. So you have to take off this sleeve right here that the screwdriver is pointing at. You have to take this one off, and then once it comes off, there's a little pin that holds it in place with the selector shaft, whatever it's called. So once you remove this, let's see if I can take it off on camera.
Oh, it has a clip in it?
There you go. That's off. 90-degree pick. Go from the top. I would say go from the top. Pin comes out. It slides right off. That's it.
I just have to make sure the height of them are the exact same. Yep. And then the new one just clips in the exact same way with the pin and everything. Look at all the braking this one has. I would kill for a little space like this, dude. Oh, check it out. We got welders and everything, bro. His other welder right here. This one's TIG, right? Yeah, TIG welder. He has a little bench drill. With another toolbox, and then he has this basically work table for parts and stuff. Bandsaw right here, and another grinder right here, dude. Like literally everything we need to like make anything we need, basically. Like 90% of everything that we need, this fool has in his garage. That's sick. We just have to figure out how to weld already. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want a video of us basically learning how to weld. Junior already knows how to weld. I have no idea how to weld. I think I recorded a past video back then. But if you guys want me to make a video on basically me learning how to weld, comment down below and let me know. Because, bro, we can make so much stuff if we learn how to weld. The main thing I need to do is I need to put the exhaust on my new truck, a tire rack, and a winch mount on the trailer. Bro, I'm so excited. She's gonna be sick.
That's the seal. We're gonna take it out by pulling it this way and putting it back, putting the new one back in that way. That's it.
Yep. So right now we're gonna work on that seal. Hopefully it's not too hard. It's like think about it like a rear main seal or like a front main seal. Just super tiny. We finally got the old seal out. I read this trick on a forum basically to take out the selector rod seal, and I'm gonna try my best to describe it. Imagine the trans is right here and it has the selector rod coming out. You take a feeler gauge or just anything to protect the shaft, hammer this into a curve right here, and you hammer this in like that, so it's gonna be sitting like that, and then you get a screw and you screw it in to the actual like copper seal. And then once you get a nice screw in there, all you have to do is just pry down on the screw and it just pops the seal right out. I'll leave a link in the description to the forum where I read this on, so I think he kind of puts better pictures of it in the car. But we got the old seal out. So right now Janelle is going underneath the car, and then you put the seal on it, and then we put a big socket like that. So pretend the seal's right there on the transmission. You put this socket over it, and you just slightly tap it until the seal goes fully flush into the transmission. So all that's left is to put on the new parts, and then the shifter linkage, literally just off of that, should just be a lot better. I have an Ireland Performance Engineering, I forgot what it's called, but I have that short shifter in the car. The last owner installed it, thinking that would fix the sloppy shifter, but it didn't. After this, it should have a short shifter, which doesn't have that many miles on it, and it should have all the DSSR stuff, brand new seal, everything, so it should stop leaking trans fluid. The car's gonna feel sick, dude. I'm hyped.
I want to put this on and put it like back here.
Oh, like so you just slide it on.
Yeah.
Okay. So Janelle's gonna get started on that, and then after that, literally it's just this last piece, and then that's it. There we go, pins in. Now this is just slide in like that. We got the new one in, and look at this. No play right here. And then we're gonna get this new DSSR. Literally just slides in like that. Perfect fit. Dude, I'm hyped. All right, let me get this attached and I'll be right back. Oh yeah.
30 horsepower added.
Yep. Oh yeah. Still a little bit of play. Barely anything. Woo! Nah, dude, that's crazy. The car's gonna feel so much better to drive now.
Everything underneath the car is done. Besides the exhaust. Exhaust isn't on, but Janelle wants to hear the car open header. Make sure it's in neutral. Feel the shifter.
Oh, way better.
Put it to gear.
Way fucking better.
Exhaust has to go back on, and that's pretty much it for underneath the car. Besides having to change the fluids on it and stuff. Good rig. The DSSRs changed, the selector rods changed, the seals changed. So those are the most important things. Those are the hardest parts to do. We already went ahead and put everything back together underneath the car. The exhaust is back on, all the heat shields. Yeah, literally everything's back on. All I need is one muffler strap on the muffler. It was super hard to get on, so we're gonna put that on it right now. I'm gonna do all the bushings and stuff for the throttle body cable and the gas pedal once I'm home on another day, because it's about to get dark and Janelle has to leave right now. We got that last muffler strap on. The exhaust is on. I'll see you guys in a day or two, and we'll move on to like the throttle body cable and all that rest of the stuff to make the car drive even better. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I had to record this, but right when I left, when I got onto the street, I kept feeling like a weird shake in the shifter, and it got worse and worse. And literally I only got to the corner of the street and I was like, there's something wrong. So I pulled back in, I jacked up the car and I looked at it and put a picture of it on the screen right now in the video. So some BMWs have a vibration dampener for some reason. This car has a vibration dampener. I kept it on there because I thought it was fine, but apparently it's not. And it just completely sheared off of the Guibo, and it was hitting the DSSR. I wasn't even able to go into third, so like the car was just, there's no way I was gonna be able to drive it. And I thought I was gonna have to remove the drive shaft to take the metal ring out, which I should have done. But since I don't have help and I'm not taking off the exhaust again, I went ahead and I got a cut wheel. The only thing I have to do now is I have to reconnect the DSSR on the shifter because I disconnected it because this metal ring would not slide out because it kept hitting the DSSR. Hopefully nothing grinds when I start driving. I'm pretty sure it was just this. I was reading forums about this and a lot of people just delete it. They get rid of the vibration dampener. They'll upgrade to like a Z3 shifter and they have to get rid of this because they have the same problem that I'm having where it was hitting the DSSR. So if I knew that from the beginning, I would have just removed this when I had the drive shaft out. It makes no difference from what I read. So hopefully everything works. Alright, so next day we're gonna keep working on the E30. Today we're gonna be working on the other details that is gonna make the car drive even better. Throttle body cable for sure, gas pedal bushings, and I think I'm gonna change the steering wheel and the shift knob today. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the throttle body cable. That's probably gonna be the hardest one. I think the gas pedal bushing is gonna be a little bit easier. The hardest part is gonna be getting through the firewall to get the old throttle body cable out and the new one in. Let me time lapse everything because the sun sets at like fucking 4 p.m. right now in California. Let's get this throttle body cable installed.
I don't know if you guys can see down there the hole, but we got this out. This is how the clip looks. You have to go inside the car and you have to squeeze both clips right here. And I had my sister out here grabbing the actual throttle body cable with some pliers. And with her pulling and me on the inside kind of like moving it around and trying to squeeze the clips, it finally came out. So this is the hard part. Now I just have to take apart all this right here. It slips out, put the new one in. I think this is the accelerator pedal bushing. Right where my thumb is, right here, there's a bushing right here, and this is what connects to the end of the throttle body cable. I already took off the old one. I'm gonna put some grease on the new one and try and slide it in, and then I'll attach the throttle body cable, and the throttle body cable should be done. Also, I went ahead and I pressed this billet bushing all the way against this right here because it should be flush. It didn't want to go in for some reason, but now all that's left is I need to put a snap ring on the inside right here in that groove, but I don't have any snap ring pliers, so I'm gonna go buy some. The throttle body cable is already attached right here at the firewall. All I need left is to replace the bushing on the inside, the small one I showed you, and then attach the throttle body cable to the actual lever, and the throttle body cable should be done. I'm excited to see how this one feels compared to the old one. I went ahead and I removed the actual gas pedal. That just loosened this, just slid off from the top. There was this little clip right here, was basically slid into this slot right here. Is that slot right there on the gas pedal. And now I'm pretty sure these bushings are going to replace the old bushings right here on the side. This is the condition of the old bushings that were for the gas pedal. They're all dry rotted and the pedal had a lot of play. It literally had half a bushing in it. I don't know where the other piece fell. It probably just fell to the ground. But the only thing I'm confused about is it came with this for some reason, and it has a bolt, a nut, and I have no idea where the bolt and nut are supposed to go on this. So I got to figure that out. But at least I got this out already. I had to unhook the throttle body cable from right here again. Let me figure this out because I really want to put these new bushings on because you saw the old ones were just completely shot. I figured out what all this stuff is. So this is just a press-in tool. This is going to help me push the bushing in here because I'm guessing these Delrin bushings are going to be hard to press in. Yeah, they are. So that's what it's going to be for. Let me go get some grease so I could go ahead and install these. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was the worst job I've not ever done, but that was one of the hardest, most annoying jobs I've ever done. I have the bushings in, so that first one right here was easy. The one up there was so fucking annoying, dude. Like, actually, I had to cut the carpet to be able to fit the tool on there. I think this is meant for like track cars with no interior, like no trim inside of it and stuff, because dude, this shit was so hard to use. The clip was annoying to put, but I got it in. This entire assembly for the gas pedal is nice and firm. There's not that much play in the gas pedal, so that's good. I did notice that I bent the cable a little bit. I think it was because I was pulling it from the inside to try to adjust it onto the actual pedal, and I think I bent it a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna mess around with this and try and adjust the pedal a little bit more. New throttle body cables in, new bushings for the gas pedal. All that's left is fluids, the steering wheel, and the shift knob. So now I'm gonna work on the steering wheel and the shift knob. That should be easy. So let me go ahead and put the interior back together here because I don't want to see the underside of the pedals for at least like another 10 years. Now that we finished the hard part, now it's time for the easy part, or the part that I'm excited about, which is replacing the steering wheel and replacing the shift knob. So here's the old wheel. I like this wheel, but I've always wanted an M-Tech 2 wheel in E30 if I ever got one. I have this M-Tech 2 wheel right here. I believe this is a 385 millimeter. As you can tell, it's been refurbished. The only thing it's missing that annoys me is it's missing the M Sport badge right here, but I could always replace that later. The other thing I don't like is that it's a 385. This is huge, dude. This feels like a bus wheel. This is like a normal wheel. They're level at the bottom, and this is how big the 385 is compared to the 350. But apparently this 385 is the same size as the OEM wheel in E30, so I guess just BMW made the steering wheels in these cars super huge. So I have that M-Tech 2 wheel that's ready to go. That one's fully refurbished, everything. It just needs the badge. It's a 385. I also have this wheel right here. If you were into BMWs and you know a lot about like classic BMWs, you'll know what this wheel is just off the bat. So this is an M-Tech 2 wheel as well. This is original foam. I don't know if you guys could tell, like the foam around the entire wheel shot, like it has some give to it. But the good thing is this is the original foam. So when I bought this wheel, I was told it was a 375 millimeter. So the 385 mil is bigger, obviously. That's the M-Tech 2 wheel that came OEM in E30s. The 375 wheel, I don't think it came in E30s. I might be wrong, but the 375 wheel is a lot more rare because it's smaller. So it's not smaller by much. It's only 10 millimeters, which is like half an inch. I really don't want to rock the 385. Who knows? It might be fine. But me right now, I'm scared. I don't think I'm gonna like it. When I bought this M-Tech 2 wheel, the smaller one, I thought it was a 375. That's what the last owner thought. But when I sent images to a shop and stuff, because I had questions about it, they told me it was a 365. They told me this is a 365 mil wheel, which is from an E36. So this one needs to be restored for sure. I bought it just because of the rare size it was, but you can tell the hub on it is weird. It looks like someone tack welded the rear of it to be able to accept an E30 hub. So this works on an E30 supposedly. This one is adapted to an E30, but normally the 365s shouldn't bolt onto E30s. But I have this one, which I guess is for an E30. I'm gonna try it out, see if it bolts on still. I'm probably gonna rock the 385, but I want to try this one to see if it works, because if it does work, then later I can restore this one and maybe try and fix this up in the rear, make it less sketchy. But that's why I bought this one. That's why I have a second one. I'm just gonna test fit this one to see if it works. This one is meant for E30. I'm gonna use this one because this is the OEM one that came in E30s. Even though I don't like how big it is, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna do the wheel first and I'm gonna do the shift knob after. I'm 6'1". I barely fit in this car. That's why I'm scared about the 385. When I put the 385 in here, I'm scared it's gonna be harder for me to get out of the car. Only one way to find out. Let's try it out. Let's try the 365 first. The new wheel wasn't fitting because it was hitting this little thing right here, but I think that's why you need to put the key into ignition and it turns that down. So hopefully the 365 actually does fit. I guess something's wrong with the horn mechanism on this one. I'll probably end up just selling this one. This one seems like it's gonna be too many problems, but down the line I'll look for a 375. If anyone watching this video wants a 365 to restore for like a track car or something, I guess you'd have to remove the horn or figure out why the horn doesn't turn off with this one. But let me know, I'll let it go for cheap. Let's try this one. If this one doesn't work, I'm gonna be pissed because this one should work for E30 and I paid a lot of money for this wheel. I think it works. Oh, there's this spacer on my wheel. Maybe I need it, maybe I don't. I don't see a part number or anything on this, so maybe it's for the aftermarket quick release wheel that's right there. If anyone watching this video knows if I need this or not, let me know. I took it off. I don't see a BMW part on it, so I don't think I need it. I think this is aftermarket because on the 385 wheel, it sits flush. The horn's not going off, so that's good. Let me put the nut back on and see how it feels. Honestly, I still have good leg room. The wheels on E30s don't slide up and down, so this is kind of where it's fixed. Maybe that's why they went with the 385 millimeter, so it's bigger. But with the 385, I can see the gauges perfectly. It goes a little bit past the dash, but honestly, it's not too bad. I kind of like it. Let me get this back on. Literally all the teeth are stripped. The wheel doesn't grab onto this anymore. I don't know if it's possible to fix this. I could try and file them out, hopefully. I'm still gonna keep the same steering wheel. I'll just change the shift knob right now. At least this should fit. This will be a big difference right here in the car. Let me get this old shift knob out. I just popped this out. I kind of like pried the corners and it just popped out, so I got that. And then the new one, I just kind of pressed it in. And then my shifter has a bunch of play up and down, so if someone in the comments knows what that is, let me know. Feels good. Yeah, I just tried to take it off right now and it's not coming out, so I know this is gonna be annoying to take off the next time I fucking take it off, but that's a problem for future Chris. I was gonna buy the OEM leather shift boot and the handbrake boot, but I didn't buy them, so I should have probably waited, but whatever. This is a problem for future Chris. This wheel and this shift knob would have been so sick together. At least I got the shift knob in for now. I'm gonna get an MTEC2 wheel for this car. I really want one, so eventually I'll get one. I'll see you guys when we change the fluids on this car and when we take it for a test drive. All right, we back, day 2. Got the homie Junie here.
Hi.
Got the E30, it's already on jack stands, all lopsided. The plan for right now is I need to change the trans fluid in this car because who knows the last time the trans fluid was changed. And now that we replaced the seal on the selector rod, it shouldn't leak trans fluid out of there anymore, and I'm pretty sure that's where it was leaking from. We're gonna drain the trans fluid, refill it, and drain and refill the differential on this car as well, because I don't know the last time that it was changed out. The very last thing, maybe if we have time, is I want to take a look at the brakes, because for some reason the brakes in this car suck. Like, it literally feels like the car doesn't have a brake booster. It feels like it has manual brakes. I don't know if it's gonna be brake pads, something wrong with the lines. I don't think I have a brake fluid leak. But it might just need a brake fluid flush, so that's another thing. I have the brake fluid just in case. So let me get started. Let me drain the trans, let me drain the diff, and then hopefully we have enough time for the brakes. But the sun sets in like 30 minutes. Oh my god.
What?
This shit had no fluid in it.
No?
Maybe like 3/4 of a quart. Or maybe a quart. Oh shit, I moved the whole fucking car. Oh hell no. That shit's coming out of the fill plug. I guess it's because it's not level. Look at the car. I got the trans fluid all drained out, it's ready to fill, but I'm waiting on Junior to show me how to use the tool to put the fluid inside with the pump. So that's done. Diff fluid is draining right now. Also look good, there was no shavings against the plug. All I gotta do is fill both of them now and plug them up. For the trans plugs, I didn't buy new ones, I'm gonna just use the same ones. I'm gonna just put some sealant on this and then put it back in. So I already put the drain plug back on with a bunch of sealant, you guys saw that. Now I just need to put the fill plug back on. I'm gonna just put some sealant on and it should be good. For the differential, it has two of these. These are 10 millimeters. I don't know what size this is. I think this is the same size as the trans. So this one is a 14 millimeter compared to the 10 millimeter. It just has an aluminum crush washer. I didn't buy crush washers, but I did buy these plugs. I thought it was gonna be these plugs in the car, but they're different. So I don't know if it matters. These plugs have an O-ring on it. Not too big of an O-ring, but it has a small O-ring. So I'm gonna use these with a little bit of sealant on it. Hopefully this keeps the fluid from leaking. If it does leak, then I'll get some new ones of these and put these on it. These should work just fine, but just in case I'll have those. So let me put some sealant on these and put fluid in the trans and the diff and then put the plugs on and the car should be good. Look at what this motherfucker decided to buy. Impulse purchase. Shit's sick though. Tell me how many miles it has on it.
Right now, we got 33 miles.
32 miles on it, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Finally you got a bike that matches your size.
Shit's sick. Junior, he bought it because I'm gonna sell it, I was like, bro, you're not gonna sell it. Let me put the fluids back in the car and then see what's up. I also want to check the brakes on it. Hopefully we have enough time to check the brakes.
He's definitely gonna ride some.
Aye. Diff fluid is serviced on it, trans fluid is serviced on it. Bro, it literally took just enough of what I bought. So it took I think 2 quarts of diff fluid and 2 quarts for the transmission fluid. And like literally down to the last drop, that's when it started coming out of the fill plug. But everything's good. I've been meaning to do this on this car forever. I'm excited to drive it now with fresh new fluid in it. When I drained the fluid, you guys saw I only had maybe like a quart in there, maybe 3/4 of a quart because it's been leaking. And I'm pretty sure it's been leaking from that seal that we replaced. Should drive a lot better. And it's MT90, so it's like the good fluid. But right now I'm gonna help Janelle clean up. Shout out to Janelle for letting me use his tools in his space. I'm gonna lower the car right now, and in the next clip you guys see, the last clip, is I think there's a small possibility that I am gonna be able to put the M-Tech 2 wheel on here. There's a classic BMW shop that I was talking to about the wheel to see if there's a repair for the splines, and he told me that you can just switch the nut on it, and as long as you torque it down, you should be fine. Especially for me, since I'm not tracking this car or drifting or anything, it should be fine for normal driving with like Loctite on the nut. I'm gonna try it out, see how it feels, but there's a small possibility that we are gonna be able to put the 385mm M-Tech 2 wheel on this, so I'm gonna leave that for last. I'll see you guys in a bit when we try and get the wheel modded onto the car. Hopefully it fits. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. I'll get another one later. It would be the cherry on top for the interior. Let me lower the car. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Trash.
All right, we back. I don't even know what day this is. Day 3, I think. But I got the homie David right here. You can't see your car cast. I think I'm still able to use the M-Tech 2 wheel, so we're gonna try and put that on the car right now. And then one other thing. So when me and Janelle dropped the exhaust, we put it back on, right? But it's missing something, or something's wrong with it, because I'm pretty sure you could hear it. Of course, as soon as I start recording, it stops.
the car's making like a really ugly rattling noise, but it's only whenever, there you go. I think the exhaust is hanging too low. Whenever I put pressure on the exhaust, the rattling stops.
I'll just jack up the rear and take a look at it. It's not the end of the world, it's just something with the exhaust. I'm just gonna try quick, like 10 minutes, try and get the wheel back on, see if it works. If it doesn't, then whatever, but let's get the wheel on first and then I'll look at the exhaust after. There's a shop I follow on Instagram, and I've been talking to him about wheels because I was gonna buy a 375mm off of him. But basically he told me that even though the splines are stripped, as long as I can get the nut on there, I should be fine, as long as you can torque it to spec. So like you guys saw last time when I tried to put it on, the wheel wasn't sitting flush, but maybe I just wasn't mounting it right. I wasn't being patient with it. I'm gonna just try for like 5-10 minutes, try and mount the wheel on and see if the nut will go onto it and be able to be torqued. Because it supposedly said as long as the nut's torqued, the wheel should be fine. Let me take off this old wheel, put the new wheel on. Hopefully it fits because it's gonna make the interior that much better. I think we might be in business, boys. There you go. Oh, hell no, that shit crooked as hell.
Did you add that?
This wheel's sick, but I don't want to have a bad alignment.
It's alright that, yeah. And then it'll...
If this works, I swear to God. Ready?
No, it worked. That's funny.
This is why David has a fucking bachelor's degree, bro. That was fucking smart. Bro, it has no threads in that bitch.
But it's the pressure that's keeping it together.
Yeah.
If anything, just take the impact with you and your wheel.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me, and then I'm gonna have my old wheel just in case like on the freeway shit cuts off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some vice grips too, like have them right here.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh God, I want that to happen to my car, bro.
I think it's straight.
I think it's good.
Yeah. Yo.
It's the pressure that holds it in.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, that was torque to spec. I should have put fucking Loctite on it.
I'm about to say we should have Loctited it.
You think if I squirt Loctite in there, it'll fall into the threads?
That's
It's a lock nut.
true. Just put Loctite in there.
Yeah, I'll put a little bit, but I think it's good. All right, so the wheel ended up actually, even though the splines are messed up on it, as you can see, it's turning the car. So I'm gonna take it for a test drive, make sure everything's good. I know people are gonna be in the comments like, oh, like your car wheel's gonna break, or they're probably like, oh, never do that shit. Like, honestly, I'm a little sketched out right now too. But I mean, it feels fine. This car isn't like a track car, it's not a drift car. I'm not gonna be turning on the wheel crazy. The only thing I'm worried about is in parking lot. While driving, it's really easy to turn. So I'm gonna just have my impact with me and my old wheel in case it does come loose. It's a lock nut in there, so it has like the little rubber lip. It shouldn't come loose. That's like the whole point. Isn't that the whole point of a lock nut, so it doesn't come loose? So I'm gonna get some Loctite right now, and I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of glue in there because my dumbass forgot to put Loctite on it. But I mean, it's turning the wheel. It looks like it should be good. And we torqued it to 80 Newton meters. I think torque spec is 79, so we probably did a little bit more than that. But dude, I'm hyped. Hopefully the horn works. Let's see if it works.
I'm about to short out the horn.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
Damn.
German ass horn.
For real. Schneiser.
It's nice.
Yeah, bro. I'm hyped. I've been wanting this wheel forever. And it matches the shift knob too. Hopefully it works, bro. Should I drive with this off? It's just like,
Now you can yank it off really fast.
I'm gonna mark it, the marker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it comes loose a little bit, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna loose steering. I'm gonna put a little marker right here just to be able to tell in the future if it came loose or not. I'm gonna squeeze some Loctite in there. But honestly, I think it should be fine. We'll see how long it lasts. If you guys don't hear from me next video, you know why.
I think one of them disconnected, no?
I'm about to take this off and make him touch every time.
Oh, look, let me see.
So I gotta hit over here.
Up here. Right here.
Here, look at this with your engineering mind. Look at this. When I press it right here, it works. I guess if I really need to honk, I could pop it off and go like that. I haven't driven the car yet, so if the video ends right here, that means that the car's good. I just turned the wheel right now, and the car has no power steering when the car's off, obviously. I don't even know this car has power steering, to be honest. It feels just how it does when the car's on. And the wheel didn't get loose. I marked it with the Sharpie. I put a little bit of Loctite on it. So, but dude, I'm so hyped, bro. It looks so good inside of the car. 385mm with the M Sport shifter. Hell yeah.
Right now we're gonna try and figure out the exhaust rattle, but I'm not gonna include that in the videos. We're just gonna try and figure out why the car's rattling like crazy. Shout out David for helping me.
Next video, we should be working on the 240, and if you made it this far in the video, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna throw parts to the 240 one more time. If I can't get the 240 to run good, it runs good, but it doesn't have, like, something's wrong with it where it doesn't have enough power to drift. So if I throw parts at it one more time and the car still isn't ready or still giving me problems, I'm not gonna sell it, but it's just gonna turn into a regular street car. I'm gonna take the body kit off, I'm gonna try and turn it to stock body, and I'm gonna just make it like a normal, nice 240 to drive on the street. And then I'm gonna get another car, a whole different car to drift. I already have an idea, I have it all planned out, but I'm really hoping that 240 gets fixed next video because I just want to go drive already. It's almost there, like it's reliable and stuff, but just something's wrong with it. It's running too rich, it has no power. So if you guys have any ideas for that, comment down below for the next video. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I just want to give you guys a sneak peek into the next video. We're gonna be working on the truck as well soon, just a whole bunch of stuff. I finally got this done on the E30. I know some of you guys have been missing E30 content, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed any moment in it, please consider subscribing. Drop a like, really helps out a lot, especially for a small channel like mine. And I'll see you guys next time. Later. Stay hard. Smack the camera.